everyday carry fixed blades. Let's talk about them. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Before we hop into today's video, I want to take a quick moment to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I know we're slowly but surely creeping up on that 500 subscriber mark, which may seem like a low milestone for some, but to me, it's definitely a huge blessing. I never actually expected this channel to take off like it's been taking off. It was more of kind of an outlet for me to share a lot of the knowledge I've picked up regarding everyday carry and practical preparedness. But if you guys want to continue helping this channel grow, please sound off in the comments below. Like these videos, feel free to share them with your friends, and subscribe for more videos just like this. So with that, let's go ahead and get into today's video. So by now, the concept of an everyday carry fixed blade is pretty well established in the EDC community. When it comes to the comparison between fixed blades and folders, fixed blades are quicker to deploy and they are stronger overall. Now, before we talk about the concept of everyday carry fixed blades, I want to remind you that I am not a lawyer and you yourself need to know your local laws, especially as it pertains to if and when you can carry a fixed blade on your person. Now, folding pocket knives technically come pre-broken. And what I mean by that is they have a failure point built in to the pivot, and locking mechanisms are tantamount to a repair job on a broken knife. Now, some of these repair jobs, i.e. locking mechanisms, can be incredibly strong and durable, and can have enough strength in them to fulfill your daily tasks in a reasonably safe manner. But any tool with a hinge and/or pivot has designed within it a potential failure point already. And although opening mechanisms on modern folders are very quick to deploy, they still require additional steps to access that fixed blades do not. So the two most obvious benefits of carrying an EDC fixed blade is that they are rapid to deploy and they are typically stronger than their equivalently sized folders. And so if you're considering carrying a small fixed blade every day, ask yourself those two questions. How quickly do I need to deploy this knife? And do my daily tasks necessitate extra strength that a folder cannot give me? And that'll show if the concept of everyday carry fixed blade is something that applies to your context. So now that we're all kind of familiar with the concept behind everyday carry fixed blade and whether or not they fit into our particular context, I want to share with you guys a couple of the experiences I've had carrying some of these fixed blades, as well as a few thoughts for your consideration that may sway you one way or the other. Now, one of the considerations that may be more or less important to you depending upon where you live is stigma. There is a certain stigma about carrying a fixed blade on your person every day that may draw unnecessary attention to yourself. Carrying something like this Knives by Nuge and Captain Ricky edition Wicket XL may get you some funny looks in the office lunchroom that it won't get you if you live in a rural area. And even if you're carrying something as classy and inoffensive as this Big Idea Design Lookout fixed blade, even this carried in the wrong location or setting might draw some negative attention to yourself. So you got to ask yourself, does that stigma exist where I reside and where I'm going to be carrying these fixed blades? And even that stigma is overruled by one sentence: I don't care. If you don't care about what people think regarding the tools you carry on your body on a daily basis, or if you live in an area where these kinds of tools are carried by practically everyone, and if you find their inherent strength and their quickness to deploy beneficial to your daily needs, then an EDC fixed blade might be the way to go. Now, within my specific context, typically speaking, there are two times when I find myself needing to carry a small fixed blade. First and foremost, living in a slightly rural area, if I'm doing work around the house that needs a little bit more inherent strength to the tool, then I might go ahead and slide something like this Tops little bugger into my pocket on that day. Now, the second reason why I may pick up an everyday carry fixed blade to put on my person on any given day is because of their speed of deployment. As I've shared before on this channel, I no longer live in the United States. When I did live in the United States, I was a CCW holder. But now that I live outside of the United States as a temporary resident, I can no longer carry my wireless hole puncher. So if I'm heading to a situation or a locality that may have a higher potentiality for armed conflict, then I may add something like this SC3 on my body that day. Now, I know that's a situation that most people don't like to talk about, but it is a reality in the world we live in. But again, if you are carrying an EDC fixed blade on your person for the purposes of defense, please know your laws, and secondarily, please have some training on how to implement these tools in a safe and effective manner. So in the context of work, what do I look for in an everyday carry fixed blade? Typically speaking, I look for something that's about 7 inches overall in length, has a comfortable 3.5 to 4 finger grip, and has a blade stock suitable for more heavy tasks. So for work around the house, something like this Joey Roman straight right here is an excellent tool for harder tasks in an EDC setting. Now, when it comes to sheaths, typically speaking, I don't mind if it's leather or if it's Kydex. But if it is Kydex, it has to be a fold-over taco-style sheath. And this brings me to the fixed blade that I'm carrying on my person today, which is the Schwartz Knives Overland Sport. Now, this blade is practically a perfect EDC fixed blade option. But the one thing holding it back is this overly large sheath. Now, the sheath is well made and it has good retention, but look at how much space it would actually take up in your pocket if you were carrying it that way. And that brings me to my two methods of actually carrying an EDC fixed blade. If you're going to be carrying an EDC fixed blade in your pocket, I would highly recommend something that is very slim, fold over Kydex, or something with a minimal footprint like this beautiful leather sheath seen here on this Big Idea Design Lookout. And I believe Tailored by Cortez actually manufactures these sheaths for them. So if you're going to pocket carry a fixed blade for your EDC needs, make sure that the sheath is as minimal as possible. And makers, take note, if you're creating and designing a fixed blade for everyday carry purposes, but you're doing these pancake style sheaths, you're pretty much defeating the purpose. Now, I have actually ordered a secondary sheath for this knife right here so that I can carry it in pocket. But as of right now, it's simply relegated to carry inside the waistband for defensive purposes. And that's the second method of carrying an EDC fixed blade that I tend to employ. Now, if you're carrying inside the waistband, then these pancake sheaths actually come in handy, because these pancake sheaths have a wide surface area that stays close to your body and actually adds additional comfort. So when considering which everyday carry fixed blade suits your purposes the best, make sure you pay attention to the sheath and carry system. Now, if you notice, none of these sheaths have a standard UltiClip installed on them. I have a bit of a controversial opinion in that I do not like standard UltiClips. Every single one that I have owned, I have immediately taken it off and replaced it with one of these DCC style clips. There was a significant issue I ran into with UltiClips that I want to draw to your attention so that you can make the best decision possible. The most common method of carry is to attach an UltiClip. This is a DCC clip, just for demonstration purposes, but to attach it right here and to have the fixed blade access right here. Now, what do you notice about this motion right here? I'm gonna be running into that clip. And that was the main issue I literally ran into utilizing an UltiClip on my sheaths. On several occasions, I jacked my knuckles up trying to reach for my knife because the UltiClips are so bulky and sharp that it actually interrupted the deployment process. So if you're going to be carrying a fixed blade for EDC, I would highly recommend these DCC clips over UltiClips. They're highly durable spring steel. They have great retention due to this hook right here, and they're decently easy to get off of your pocket because all you have to do is push down, lift up, and then pull over the material of your pocket seam. And speaking of which, these do not chew up your pocket like UltiClips. Now, as important as the sheath setup and clip options are, I believe there's one more thing to consider, and that is clip placement. Remember what I told you guys about me running into that UltiClip every time I went to access my everyday carry fixed blade? Well, if you'll notice on this beautiful Oak City Leather Supply pocket slip, he has placed the DCC clip dead center. And what that does is gives you more access in the pocket to pull out your fixed blade and utilize it. Whereas if you have your clip placed to the right-hand side or to the left-hand side, wherever you carry, if the clip is centered on the handle, it makes the handle easier to access. Now, the downside to this clip placement is it is not ambidextrous. So again, 3 important things to remember as it pertains to sheaths on everyday carry fixed blade: fold over Kydex or anything with a minimal footprint, discrete carry concept clips over UltiClips, and central mounting is better than mounting on a side, unless you want the option for ambidextrous carry. Now, if I'm carrying for the purposes of self-defense, then a couple of those things are less important. Again, in that context, I don't mind a pancake sheath. And for inside the waistband carry, UltiClip does have an option that is absolutely amazing. This is the UltiClip AP clip. It is a super strong wire clip that works great inside the waistband and has a very minimal appearance for discreet carry. And for me, in that context of self-defense carry, these DCC clips that actually are long enough to go over the belt and the UltiClip AP clip are neck and neck. So no, I'm not just here to dog on UltiClip as a company. Now, one last minor consideration, or really a personal nitpick as it pertains to my opinion and my experience with everyday carry fixed blades. When you carry and use your fixed blade for EDC purposes, make sure you wipe off the blade before you put it in the sheath, or else you may end up with some corrosion like I did on this very limited and very beautiful Knives by Nuge Wicket XL. Now, some people might see this as a collector's piece, but I use all of my gear. And I was up here on my terrace enjoying the sunshine, cutting up some fruit for a snack. And I did wipe the blade off pretty well, but there was just a little piece of like a fruit seed or something that was stuck on the blade still. And when I slid this back into the sheath, that little piece just sat right down inside of there. And the next time I carried it, I pulled it out and I was like,
they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
But it's okay, these fixed blades were made to be used anyway. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're carrying and using your everyday carry fixed blade. But in general, for my personal daily carry, I'm typically using a folding knife with a secure locking mechanism. It's easier to carry and it's relatively quick to deploy, and it has enough strength for my daily tasks. But in the case that I have something more serious to cut, or I'm going to be working longer in my yard, then yeah, everyday carry fixed blades are a great option. And if you're carrying for defensive purposes, then there truly is nothing quicker to access than a fixed blade on your person. Now let's take a look at a few of the blades that I mentioned here in this video. This right here is the spectacular Joey Roman Straight. He is a custom maker with absolutely beautiful design work. I believe he's going to be retiring from making knives next year. So if you want to get one of these beautiful fixed blades in your collection, then I highly recommend contacting him and having something built for yourself now. I'll put a link to his website in the description down below. Next is the Schwartz Overland Sport. I think a lot of people have already agreed this is quite possibly one of the best everyday carry fixed blade options. This right here is the SE3. Really not much to say other than what's already been said about this blade on the internet. Practically indestructible and one of the best warranties in the game. This is the Big Idea Design Lookout fixed blade. If I'm kicking around the house and I have some work to do and I don't want something too obtrusive in my pocket, this is definitely my go-to option. One of my favorite fixed blades in my collection, as you saw earlier, is this Knives by Nuge and Captain Ricky collab Wicket XL, or as some have been calling it, the Ricket. Paired with this Oak City leather sheath, phenomenal pocket carry. Now this is an amazing pocket sheath, and really this is more about the sheath than it is about the knife. I forgot the name of the person who makes this Kydex sheath and I could not find them on Instagram, but basically it's a sheath that's meant to go inside your waistband or inside your pocket, and it's meant to fit most paring knives. The designer of this sheath actually made this so that he can travel with the sheath in his checked bag, and wherever he went, he can typically find a small paring knife available at like a Walmart or a local store, and that way he would be able to travel, find a blade that he can carry for the purposes of self-defense. But great option for defensive carry. And the EDC fixed blade that has stood the test of time and stayed in my collection the longest out of all of these is this right here. This is the Tops Little Bugger. I believe it's designed by Matt Graham, but this little fixed blade is absolutely amazing. Super slim profile, but still enough swells to give you some comfort in hand. Excellent fixed blade. I think they're still available, but highly underrated fixed blade, the Tops Little Bugger. So whether I'm carrying these fixed blades for hard use daily carry tasks or for the purposes of potential self-defense, they all in most ways fit my criteria for what I look for in an EDC fixed blade. And that's really the crux of this whole video. I wanted to give you guys some insight into the philosophy and the theory, concepts, and context behind everyday carry fixed blade, so that as you're scouring the internet for all the options that are out there, you can make sure you have parameters by which you can purchase the right fixed blade for you. So what do you guys think? What do you look for in an everyday carry fixed blade? What are some of your favorite everyday carry fixed blades? Or do you think folders are all that you need? Go ahead and sound off in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this. Until next time, God bless. Peace.